What is good, guys? I'm here to make a remake of Cutting Off Family Member is Biblical, all King James only verses. Remake. This video begged a remake because I think there's a lot more stuff I can cover, and the audio wasn't the best, but let's do this. Christians are persecuted by family. Jesus said a prophet will be hated by his family. Mark 6, 7. Mark 6, 4. I don't know why I said 7. But Jesus said unto him, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and his own household. So the Bible prophesies that Christians will be persecuted by family. Now, this is about Christ, but you can apply this to just preaching the truth. Let's say you grew up in an abusive household, somebody's being abused, you speak against like this is wrong and everybody jumps on your throat because they want to protect the abuser. That often happens. And this can be applied to those situations too. Luke 21, 20, 16 through 17. And ye shall be betrayed by both parents, and brethren, and kinsfolk, and friends, and some of you shall be caused to be put to death. So the Bible prophesies that this can reach a certain level where people would rather kill you because you're preaching the truth about God or you're speaking against evil. It's like we see that nowadays people would kill their family members because of politics. They're crazy people. You should be hated. You should be hated for my name's sake. Choosing Jesus over family. Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and his and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So this is not saying that you absolutely have to hate them, but you have to be willing to, at least. Because it might get to that point. You have to be willing to put Jesus over family. If your family turns against you for Christ or because you're speaking the truth, you should be willing to stick by God, stick by truth. Luke 12:51 through 53. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. From far henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. So this is just saying Jesus will bring division. Not just Jesus himself, but any type of truth. Like if you're speaking against abuse in the family, you're going to be labeled as a scapegoat. There's going to be division because of that, because some people are just evil like that. Matthew 19:29. And everyone that hath forsaken household, and everyone that has forsaken house, or brethren and sisters, or fathers, or mothers, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall be revived 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. So this is saying that if you've been in a situation where you have to separate from your family for Christ's sake or for the truth's sake or anything like that, God will reward you because that is the right thing to do. God says separate from evil. 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what commune hath light with darkness? Proverbs 22:24-25. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways, and get a snare to thy soul. Proverbs 4:14-15. Enter not into the path of wicked, and go not in the ways of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. So the Bible says separate from evil multiple times in the Bible. This says separate from wickedness no matter what. No matter what. God's thoughts on toxic family. Deadbeat parents. Okay. First Timothy 5:10, 5:8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. An infidel, for those of you not know, is an unbeliever. So someone who doesn't take care of their household, even if they're saved, they're worse than an unsaved person. Ephesians 6:4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in nature and admiration of the Lord. So this is a very famous verse. You're not supposed to provoke your children to wrath. But a lot of bad parents will still do this and call them out for it because God said not to do that. Child abusers. Matthew 18:6. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believeth me, it would be better for him that a millstone be hanged around his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Luke 17:6. It were better for him that a millstone be hanged round his neck, and he cast into the sea, that he should offend one of the little ones. So Bible repeats this twice. To offend a young child who believes in the Lord is worthy of the death penalty. Child abusers, people who put cigarette scars on their kids and stuff like that, you should be put to death for that. Extreme case. Now this is an Old Testament story. For those of you who say, "Oh, you should never separate from your parents, no matter what they've done." Look at this. This is the Old Testament. If a brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thus nor thy fathers, namely the gods of the people which are around. So, like, this is talking about blasphemy. Basically, if a family member came up to you in the Old Testament and said, "Hey, let's worship after other gods outside the God, outside Jesus, outside the Bible," they should be put to death. Which are around you, unto thee, and far from thee, from one end of the earth to the other, unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not conceal him, thou shalt not hearken unto him, thou I shall not heal them, neither shalt thou surely spare them, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thine hand shall be the first to put on him. So basically, if a family member, doesn't matter what type of family member or friend, comes to you and say, "Hey, let's worship after other gods" in the Old Testament, that person should be put to death. You should go out, you would call the police or whatever was back in that day, they would stone the person afterwards, and afterwards the hand of the people. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because thou hast sought to trust thee away from the Lord thy God. This is someone this is a wicked family member or a friend trying to take you away from the Lord, trying to take you away from the Lord to worship other gods. That person should be put to death, which brought thee out from the land of Egypt, from thy house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this among you. So the Bible calls this wickedness. Now, this is Old Testament. Even so, just the fact that God allowed this to happen, that God commanded this, is proof of what he meant by that. Even if a family member commits blasphemy, there should be put to death. People say, "Oh, but wait a minute, you should never turn against your family no matter what." What about this rule right here? Well, God bless you guys. See you later.